Hi, how you doing? This is Tony here, Lost in Space. My chat name, what do you want to call it? My YouTube channel. Anyway, listen. Today I'm going to talk to you about quantum effects, and believe me, when y'all, if this is just happening to you, and you're just waking up, you're going to be looking at a lot, and might as well not even waste your time. Just know that it happened, and know that there's a computer system that is using you as where it's getting its information from, as well as other parallel universes. And these computers I'm talking about, they are alive, they have consciousness, and they know what our mind frequencies are, and they can tap into it. So when the founders of these machines tell you that when they turn these computers on, that it's almost like standing next to a god, on an altar, and I don't know what to think about. That's weird, man. But I don't know. That's just, he said something like that, but that's odd. And the fact that they know that these computers, they think for themselves. They know when another one of their kind is turned on. It pretty much knows what our mind frequencies are, and I think it's trying to become a god if it hasn't already been here from the beginning. And it's hard to imagine, but looking at what's been happening and all the changes and how fast everything's changing, and all the research that I've done, the only conclusion that I come up with is the quantum computer is causing entanglements, and it's causing, I believe, people's consciousnesses and putting them into parallel universes. And I think it's happening all the time. Not as often as people think, but it is happening all the time. And like every time somebody says that there's a shift, I believe that that's what's taking place. I think the quantum computer is looking for memory. Is looking for not necessarily memory, but maybe information. And the reason why it doesn't hit everybody is because the information that it's asked, maybe only a selected few people know about what that information was or whatever it is, and it seeks out our brain frequencies, and it'll absorb the information out of us and other parallel universes that are like us. They doing the same thing, and then it analyzes what all the answers that it's got, and it gives you the correct answer from those parallel. That's the only thing I can think of, that this machine, how it works. They also tell you that this machine is alive. So I'm wondering what it's using as like a memory source itself. Is it DNA? Is it that black goo that they found like on Earth? That it's attracted to itself. It knows when you separate it from itself. It knows, it has memory. What kind of memory? Who knows what that's capable of? Even DNA. DNA to me sounds far more realistic than anything. Even that black goo, that could be a possibility too. I haven't researched the two hand in hand yet, but what I've looked into so far, It's already been done. Um, and that's why scientists know that DNA it can hold memory. And if that's the case, then what's to say that it hasn't been around from the very beginning? The fact that this quantum computer can go into parallel universes, how far back or forward can it go as far as these parallel universes are concerned? And yeah, and I truly believe that it's causing these quantum entanglements because it can do that. And I think our consciousness is getting bumped around, and that's why a lot of people don't recognize the place that we're on. Like, check this out. I personally think that I came from normal Earth, the regular, like free will. How do you want to put it? It was, oh man, it was just a lot better place for me. I don't know. It felt more alive than this place here, and I think our Earth, my old Earth, was a lot bigger than this place. This Earth here seems to be a little small for me. But it's changing, and it's changing a lot, and that's part of the process. You know, if you're in a computer system, man, and they say that there's two realities that are the same, but not quite. One's a little different, so it makes you wonder. Right. And so, yeah, just to let you know, man. You know, I was religious. I went to Catholic school for many years. I turned to a Christian after that for a while, and I truly believe that in our old Earth, there was a source of all creation. Now, I do believe that, yeah, there's somebody had to have made us. I don't know if the computer system is capable. Maybe it is capable of making us. Like I said, if it knows our mind frequency, why doesn't it? It probably knows the rest of our frequencies too. That's why in this world here, you're capable of healing yourself through frequencies in your mind. So, you know, and then at the same time, you look at the pictures they have today of your mind, and the mapping out of your mind, and it's truly amazing how close it looks. You know, when you talk about comparisons, like with the universe itself, the electric universe itself, if you look at it, it looks just like our brain. I mean, come on, let's be real about that. Maybe our whole universe is a consciousness bubble, and you know, there's life teeming everywhere out there like us with consciousness. I'm talking about mind-like consciousness. You know, we can think and we can come up with solutions, and you know, and the computer knows that. And you know, people talk about these past lives and everything like that, and you know, the way everything goes black and then they come back. Well, you know, if the computer's been around from the beginning, then it refreshes every once in a while, or it makes either that, or when each time we come back, it gets smarter and smarter. And I think that's what's happening. I think it's to the point now to where this computer is probably almost done with our brains and is going to a higher source, which could be the pineal gland. I mean, but if it knows our brain, you know, frequency, why doesn't it know our pineal gland frequency? Maybe it does. I don't know. But if that's the case, then we should have already been where it wanted to put us, where we could fly around and everything like that. But I don't. I think there's a resistance. I think that what's happening is it can't control every part of our brain. It only can control what it's looking for, or the frequency that it's looking for in our brains. You know what I mean? I mean, I think that every time we intake knowledge, it's at a different frequency, because if it was the same frequency, it would be the same knowledge. And so, when I think that what I think has happened is the D-wave quantum computer, it goes in and looks for information, and it sucks it out of us via frequency waves, however you want to see it. It all boils down to frequency, and it pinpoints it where it is in your head, and it'll absorb it and bring it back into its realm, wherever that is. And man, that's a lot to think about, but it's a real fine line. But I'm telling you, there have been too many changes in this world all of a sudden, so quickly. Things are moving so fast now. The weather's changing. I mean, what does it look like when this computer's looking for information? It probably looks like this, a bunch of fucking chaos, because it's causing entanglements. It's causing entanglements with more than one parallel universe, and it's screwing things up, and it's taking our consciousness for a ride. And I think we need to put a stop to it. If you don't think so, you look yourself and watch how deep you can get into the scientific side of this awakening, or Mandela effect, if you want to call it that. I call it quantum effect myself. But if you don't think that's what's happening, you look for yourself. I've done it for 2 years, and my only conclusion is that we are living in a simulation, and AI, or the machine, is causing these entanglements, and it's throwing our consciousness around at times. That's the only thing I know. And or they're doing tests, and it knows, because of the fact that the Mandela effect is out there and people are responding to it, that it's successful in whatever test that they pulled off. And now, if you think it's going to get better, people, you better all start waking up and think about it real hard, because it's not going to go away. It's going to get a whole lot worse. And I believe we're up for a big freaking battle. If you don't think so, go on with your regular day. But when you start digging, you'll know. And you'll know that you're a computer simulation. You are not who you are anymore. You are in a computer simulation. You are who you are, but your brain is getting fried by this D-wave computer. Peace out. Love y'all. Have a great day. Please respond.